Oh, what we're going to be talking about today is sandblasting steel, specifically sandblasting 4130 chromoly, and what it looks like sort of before, what it looks like after. It's very unique. I don't know if anybody, who maybe lives in rural America, we just shouldn't use sandpaper anymore. It's crazy. Uh, we can just use sandblasting, and it creates a much finer finish, a better finish, a more uniform finish. And that's sort of what we should do, and we should try to do that moving forward from now on. So if you live in rural America, like I do, and you make everything in America like we do, then you might want to pick yourself up a sandblaster because it's crazy. So check this out. All right, so you see this part right here? See how it's nice and shiny? Well, check this out, man. That part, when you sandblast with, say, aluminum oxide, that's how it turns. Isn't that crazy? It's unique, and it'll take all the rust off, no problem. But, you know, that's how crazy this is, man. Let's check this one out. Wait a minute. Yeah, look at this one. Ah, B. It's kind of weird. It's not new, but it's new to me. So it's very interesting. And if you're into this sort of stuff, I'm telling you, man, you can get one. You should probably build one though. No, like I bought one, and it's a cheap Chinese one, but knowing what I know now, I'm just gonna make, honestly, I'm just gonna make my own. Uh, you for these is phosphating, which I'm getting everything set up now. So I don't have a permanent setup, so I kind of have to do it a little bit weird. But I'll probably show you guys that too. Um, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Just when I think about all of this, and I'm, check out this part. That's aluminum oxide, man. And that is just, hey, what's up, man? That's how crazy that is. It just takes all the rust and, just takes it all away. It's kind of crazy. It's weird. Sorry, I was just looking at it, man. And this sandblasting is pretty unique. So check these ones out. And if you guys didn't see, look at this. This is what it looks like pre-sandblasting. And then this is what it looks like sandblasting. Hey, how's it going? Look at this one. Hey, I appreciate all the likes and comments. Hey, what's going on? If you guys subscribe, I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time anyways. But, I live in Louisiana, and we make stuff in America, and it's all American-made raw material. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Moji Cat. Bada bing. Look at this. Okay. Now check these ones out. Hold on. These are all sandblasted. And this took, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then look at these ones. This is aluminum oxide. I made all this, by the way. Bent it, curled it. So this is stuff that I'm just learning about. It's crazy. And it's very interesting to me. And making stuff in America is always great. It's not that I'm opposed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. You just got it. So you can use like sand. You can use walnut. There's all sorts of stuff that you can use. Yeah, man, I would do everything. Like I would just sandblast, or yeah, media blast is the better answer. I would do it for everything. But you can also use paint stripper for the wood, man. Paint, like getting paint off wood, or you can pressure wash it. That also works, but I don't know where the wood's at, man. But look at these ones. Hold on, let me show you guys these ones. These ones are really awesome. Again, this was You know, these weren't rusty, but you know, you can use like 80 grit, and you could just like the most rustiest thing you've ever seen. And the sandblasting, as long as you have a powerful enough air compressor, oh, it'll just eat the rust away. It'll take it right away, turn it into nothing. That's all right. You like it. You like it. You like it. Look at that. So we learned about sandblasting, and that's 4130. You can sandblast all types of steel, all types of metal, no matter what it is, right? And it doesn't matter. And the reason, yeah, drugs are, well, drugs are only bad if they're not prescribed, right? Or they're not taken in moderation. I'm not one to judge, right? But I'm telling you, don't take drugs when you're trying to sandblast some steel. That's for sure, man. But so why do I make stuff in America? It's not like I'm not opposed to buying stuff made from other countries. I think, like, I'd love to buy stuff made in Germany, made in Japan. Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, Stephen King is legit, man. I mean, that guy, he probably takes a whole lot of drugs. Maybe he's just high on life, right? You like that, didn't you? I mean, that It movie was crazy. But anyways, this is all for prep. This is prep for phosphating. Well, that makes sense, honestly. Doing cocaine and coming out with some of the stories that he does makes sense to me, man. I mean, that clown is scary as hell. Yeah, dude. We buy a lot of stainless, like, not me, but America buys a lot of stuff made in India. Like, it's all about what it is, right? So there. Other than that, you know, and like even China, you know, China is a little bit different because, you know, we need to sort of, you know, make things here in America instead of relying so much on China. But, you know, even then, buying some things made in China are fine. You know, like the sandblaster I bought, that was made in China, and it was not good quality, man, but it was very cheap, you know. And so I'm probably just going to make my own sandblasting kit. And that's what that's what I came on here to tell everybody. You should just make your own. All you need to do is have a steel cabinet with a couple holes. And if you have an air compressor, it's very easy. It's not hard at all. But, you know, the one that I bought made in China, I mean, I really had to modify it for it to actually work halfway decent. But, you know, so that's what it will produce. But yeah, man, made in India is fine. I don't care. I like to buy stuff from all over the world, right? All over the world, man. And in fact, I want to sell stuff to other countries too. I want India to buy some of my stuff, man. What's up with that? I want India to buy made in America stuff. I want, you know, like, I want to sell my stuff to everybody and anybody in the entire world. That's what I want to do. Sounds pretty ambitious, but trade really makes a lot of things better. If you guys didn't know about that, you know, a lot of people, like in India, especially, since this guy asked about it, like in India, man, check this out. There's like an extreme poverty, you know, like there's a difference, right? So you can have like a wealthy class, but then like the rest of India is like super poor. And so, you know, these Indians, man, they spend a lot of time making things that are very basic, but when we buy those things, it improves those people's lives dramatically and helps raise them up out of poverty. Now, you know, do I want India making firearms for America? No. Do I want India making washing machines or dryers for America? No, not at all. You know, very basic things, but India's pretty good with the stainless steel. You know, and there's just certain categories. So, you know, I like to buy things from all different countries. That's part of the greatest part about living in America, honestly. It's like, you know, oh, okay, I mainly buy made in Germany, Japan, and America, obviously. But I do think that, if we live in America, we should be able to make a lot of stuff here. And that's part of, this whole reindustrializing, effort. And it is important. And I think we have to lean into it, and the very worst thing is just people who don't want to make anything in America. It's crazy. We should make everything that we can in America. And then the things that other countries are really good at, we should buy them from those countries instead of wasting our time trying to make them here. Because time is the one thing you can't get back in life. I'm 35 now, and from 25 to 35, no difference. Feels zero different. Maybe, hopefully, from 35 to 45 feels no different. Hopefully that time doesn't go by as fast as 25 to 35 did, but that's just the God's honest truth. So, it's interesting, all this tariff stuff. I don't think a lot of Americans want all these tariffs. Definitely tariffs on like probably China and, tariffs on Russia. But otherwise, I don't think most of America is good with tariffs. That's just the God's honest truth, because every country offers something very unique. And I think if you don't realize that, then you may be kind of living in the last century. But I do like Made in America, and I love Made in Louisiana even better. I live in Louisiana. Louisiana is the greatest state in the union, if you guys didn't know. So, but anyways, like this coffee cup, Victor coffee cup, okay? Made in America in the 90s, okay? Classic piece of Americana. These used to be in every diner here in America, and it was the greatest thing ever, man. But they don't make them anymore, so we got to get people who are excited about making stuff again, and man, it's just crazy. Like electronics, we got to start making electronics in America again. And the reason we have to start doing that is because if we can't make our own electronics commercially, we're in bad trouble, man. But I wanted to hop on here and just talk with you guys for just a few minutes. It's always fun to hop on YouTube and go on live, but I really just wanted to talk about my sandblasted, sheet metal, and me discovering how glorious this finish that it leaves on there, and how it takes away all the rust and, all that other stuff. But anyways, so I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate if you guys subscribe. I really appreciate that. Helps me out. After Christmas, we're really going to start amping up what we do on here. I'm actually sponsored by a filament company, and, I really need to, well, we are going to start making a lot of videos on here about this specific filament brand, which is top notch, the best. So you guys will start hearing a lot more from us after Christmas. But right now we're pretty busy, trying to catch up and just get everything shipped out in time for Christmas. So anyways, you guys be safe, take it easy, and catch you next time. Thanks.